KPFT HD2, streaming worldwide.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
This is Tom.
And I'm Messiah.
You're listening to the Long River Radio Show on KPFT HD2 in cahoots with The Living Art. And today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Patrick Squier.
Hello, everybody. It's me. I'm here too.
Yes.
I'm here too. Oh, how's it going, dude? Thank you for coming in.
It's going well, man. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Yeah, dude, I'm really excited to have you here because I got to listen to your whole album that you just released earlier today.
Thanks for listening. Yeah.
Yes, I showed him a couple songs, and we already knew a few songs from it. Yeah, and I would venture to say that it's probably one of my favorite albums that I've heard out of Houston in a really long time.
Oh, thank you, brother. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people send us music, and I was like, listening to it, I was like, it feels like Steely Dan and Jimi Hendrix are grabbing me by the nipples. It was great.
Well, thanks, man. I'm glad to hear that you liked it.
A little bit. Yeah. Go
Oh
ahead.
no! I didn't know that the song that you did on the sessions was unreleased until now. Because you did it in the morning, or
Yeah. So a studio version of it was unreleased, but we had released it as a live version from the Live at West Alabama Ice House Bayou City Revival. That was a 6-song EP we put out in 2020.
Okay.
It's about half an hour, but
Where did you guys go to record this one? Sounds really good.
So Good Conversations we recorded at Syncworthy Studios here in Houston.
Oh yeah, I guess we should say the name of the album we're talking about.
Oh, just by this one, I was just trying to clarify. It's yeah. Good Conversations, yeah. So Syncworthy Studios with my good friend. We go way back since like middle school, Grayson Creeley, and David Hidalgo, who also worked with him there.
Syncworthy?
That's the name.
That's cool.
Yeah, SYN. Yeah, like you knew that.
Yeah. They're working on making them residuals.
Yes,
that's
right. Yeah. So,
or at least worthy of them.
But it's over by LCC and Starrett Street.
Did they mix it too?
Yeah, Grayson mixed it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it sounds really good.
Yeah, thank you, man. I think he did a great job, and he let me co-produce, and I learned a lot during the process.
What does that mean?
I think it means like you just sit next to him and you just watch.
No, man, no.
Yeah, you just watch and give feedback and ask good questions.
That's cool.
But I think it's really in all seriousness though. I think it's just about, as an artist, you have a duty to your vision to see it through, and I think there's a point where you have to acknowledge that you have to stay true to that, and that nobody can see it as clearly as you do until it's finished.
Yeah.
And so that's a really great thing about working with, a good friend like Grayson or someone else that you know and trust, is that you can have honest conversations, good conversations. I'm gonna do it. And that I think help you both grow, but also, you have to be able to listen, obviously, too, and all that. And I think that it allows you to end up with a better thing than you could have possibly done on your own in the end,
Yeah, and it's 12 songs. I mean, 12 songs is a big task. That's a journey. How long did it take you guys to do it? Because the production and the differences between songs, like, there's a lot.
Well, so it took us about 3 to 4 years. We probably started recording late 2018. And then, there was obviously some setbacks. Some stuff happened. But, I think, like, as I said, we both learned a lot as we were doing it. And so there's a lot of things that we learned later, and we're like, okay, well, we can go back and do that better. And, obviously that's a slippery slope when you're producing anything. But
that's the thing about working with your friends.
Right. Well, and then also, you get better technology.
Yeah.
Or better tools in the studio, and you're like, okay, well, now we have to redo those vocals or whatever because we have this awesome microphone or whatever. And, sometimes it's like rolling the dice like anything else, right? Sometimes you waste a bunch of time, and then sometimes you end up with a little diamond from your work, right?
Yeah, especially when it comes to gear and stuff. It's always worth,
Yeah, I think, we can all agree that buying gear is the best thing in the world.
Well, I have a Neve now, so we have to redo everything.
So out of the time that you were making this album, how much of that was to figure out the language to describe what you want to someone? You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's something that I have trouble with, because understanding how someone's trying to describe it without, it's still just images in their head.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me to interpret that, you know what I mean? Like, was there...
I guess y'all were friends before, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I still think it's a valid question.
Yeah.
The fact that we're friends totally makes it that he understands my language, so to speak. But I mean, man, I'd say use whatever you got, right? I like metaphors, I like all that, so I just try to paint the picture as clear as I can with my words, and if I can't, then I'm like, let me pick up this instrument and show you what I mean, or or listen to this recording,
this other song.
That's a great way to do it, is to cite old works. And obviously I grew up listening to a lot of old retro records. I feel like you can tell when you listen to the album. You know? So I definitely wanted to bring some of that forward, but I also grew up listening to a lot of 90s rock and grunge and 80s stuff, so just like all of us. So
yeah, the golden years. No, I'm just
Are those the golden years now?
for us, I guess it is. I don't know. No, nobody knows how old we are. We're 23.
we're timeless.
Yeah,
Ooh,
we hear all about the 90s, and we like to imagine that we're there. Well, let's get into it. Let's let some people hear this stuff. We're starting off with "In the Morning." What's that about? Is that about a lady in the morning?
What happened in the morning?
Well, it's kind of just more about a message of love, in the sense of like how it is a cycle, and it's like it's a ritual, it's a commitment that has to be renewed regularly. So it's really more of like a symbolic. I mean, sure, it's about a lady, but it's also about anyone and their life, and their lady or their dude or whatever. It's meant to be more of just a kind of a commentary. But that last verse, I guess I do go a little bit more personal with it, in the sense that I just find that like you can either choose to like honor that ritual, right, or you can choose to like find like short-term satisfactions or whatever. And it's just like how well is the well. How deep does your well go is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
And just like, are you going to drink what kind of water you want to drink, right? If that makes any sense. Fiji.
Yeah.
Clean, unfiltered stuff.
Yeah,
but
from the aquifers of Fiji.
I guess I'm being too florid. I guess what I mean is just like, staying true to your heart and not letting, but also not letting the world get to you,
Okay. Well, let's check it out. This is "In the Morning" from our friend here, Patrick Squier.
In the morning, when the sun comes from the ground, well, I'll be your man, babe, till the sun comes down. And life's not easy, and living's not cheap, but love is free, babe, and will make us complete.
So this isn't just you. This is also your brother, I know, is in the band.
Yeah. So actually on this album, it's a slightly different lineup than we got working with now. So this features Alexander on keyboards. She's, it's always been in my musical projects with me, right? So
Right.
yeah, it's a given, like you said.
That's your brother.
Yeah, that's my brother. Yeah. And then this has Andrew Rodriguez on drums.
Is that who came when you played here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was cool. He's the only person that ever brought wine over during a session. I was like, this guy is awesome.
Yeah, no, he's doing great in the wine world right now.
Oh, awesome.
So his love of wine has continued. He's also playing now with George Bronco, which is our good friend Matt Tobin's new side project and new band, and that's from our other band Trundle.
Oh, okay.
And
Your other band?
Yeah, it's a little band that that's actually what I was doing mostly around town before I started playing as Patrick Squier.
Is Patrick Squier even your real name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just joking.
It's really creative on that one, I just was
It is your real name, right?
yeah.
Oh, okay,
Definitely.
Okay. Didn't know if you just had aliases, like Garth Brooks.
That's not one of them.
Oh, okay. Oh man. So this next song that we have coming up is we just discovered that we both like Ty Segall, and I already had one of his bands downloaded and ready to go, so we loaded that one in. But this is the band Fuzz, and I hear a lot of similarities between them and your band actually, because of the way they pull in influences of classic stuff. Like with Fuzz, it's definitely production style, but also just some of the weird stuff they do. You could tell it's they got that idea from listening to older classic stuff. And you're you say you're obsessed with old music. That's what you said to me on the phone earlier, right?
I like to dig into the old stuff, stuff that I haven't heard yet.
Yeah.
And see what's there. And I feel like there's a lot of gold, a lot of buried gold.
Do you how specifically do you pull in influence from stuff like that?
I definitely say it's diverse. I like to go, find old school 60s psychedelic records from international artists out of here in Houston, 1965, 1967 type stuff before they closed up. That's a little side niche, I guess. But just also finding the obscure songs from even well-known artists.
Yeah.
Just listening to it's just how I like to approach music,
The
right?
B-sides.
I think you guys, but I think you guys are of like mind in the sense that you like to listen to albums, right? You like to enjoy the experience, like you were saying earlier, of the journey of going through a whole album.
Yeah, sometimes.
And sometimes, right? If
feel
you're enjoying the ride, though,
yeah.
you stay on it.
Yeah.
But
If it keeps going, yeah.
yeah,
And that's what we were saying during this last song was playing. It was when I was listening to yours, I couldn't skip. Usually, Messiah, I'll sit there on Spotify and I'll listen to 5 seconds and be like, nah.
Yeah.
And this, there's not one point where I felt like going to the next song. Skipping to the next song. So, yeah.
I definitely tried to keep it flowing. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. So it came out recently?
It came last week, right?
Yeah, so we had the release show on October 14th at Continental Club.
Okay.
And and it came out that day.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't know. I'll definitely give it a listen.
Yeah. You listened to a few of them before we started, yeah. But anyways, so let's check out this Fuzz song, because I really feel like I see a lot of ties between not necessarily the sound, but just the approach. And so let's check it out. This one is called Returning. Sorry, I forgot what it was called for a second. I do that sometimes.
I had to look too.
Yeah, so let's check it out. This is Returning from Fuzz. You were listening to the Long River Radio Show on KPFT HD2 in cahoots with our friends at The Living Art. And if you're just now tuning in, we're here with our friend Patrick Squier, who just released his album Good Conversations.
That's right. Thanks for having me.
Oh man, I'm shocked. I got that whole line.
One take, Jake.
Delivering the goods.
But yeah, we were just talking about that song while it was playing, about how it's crazy that
It rips.
yeah, the guy singing is the drummer. I wonder if it sounds that steady and good live while he's jiggling around playing those crazy drums.
Right, yeah, because he went.
Something
Was this like a recorded live, or did they do it all separately?
No, that was probably a studio recording.
Yeah, that was studio. But if you do want to see that live, you could go look at the Levitation from last year, I believe, 2022.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Fuzz.
they-
He's still
played.
playing.
Oh yeah.
What? Oh, yeah.
So he's playing with his main band, I guess, Ty Segall and Freedom Project,
Yeah.
Freedom Band, this Thursday in Austin at the Levitation.
I heard about this. Somebody was telling me about Levitations going on. Well, it would be right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it has begun.
it has begun.
Or maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Those preparations have.
Today is Sunday.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh right. Oh, yeah.
Today is Sunday
Sunday
at 7. Tonight is Sunday night.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
it
yeah.
just happened.
So
We missed it, but it was probably awesome.
edit break. So Ty Segall played on Thursday, October 26th, with his Freedom Band.
We were all there. It was awesome.
Levitation is fantastic.
Oh, okay.
And
Thanks for having us out. Not a sponsor.
we heard it was awesome. We saw it too.
Anyways, but yeah, I love that band. I still have not seen them. I have not been to Levitation. I'm hoping I can go to South by Southwest and maybe they'll be there this year with the OCs. I still haven't seen them live either. I feel like they're like in the same computer folder.
So,
Interesting.
is there like a main place that does South by Southwest? Because every time
Austin.
I got that part. So, like, is there like a concert hall where they do the official stuff? Because all the stuff, every time we've gone, all the events that I was working at or whatever were not official.
Yeah, I think the official is designated to some certain area, and everything else that goes on outside of that is unofficial. I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was like a one play, like, it's like a 3-day concert and everyone just joins in the neighboring areas. Or
No, it's like first. It's not just music. It's also
Yeah.
like a movie and technology conference.
and comedy and all that. Yeah.
Comedy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's like I know downtown.
Oh man, I bet that's crazy now.
Yeah.
Now that Rogan and all of his California nights are
Easy.
taking it over. No, I mean they're dude. They've made the scene of comedy. I don't know. Do you watch any of that stuff? Do you watch Kill Tony or anything like that?
No, not familiar with that.
Basically, Joe Rogan moved to Austin and opened a new comedy place, and now like all of the famous LA comedians that don't want to be censored anymore are moving to Austin, and the Austin community scene is like, comedy scene is crazy right now. It's crazy. I forget. I think the name of his place is called the Mothership. I don't know.
Sounds familiar.
I mean, it's brand new. I think it's only been up in there a couple of years.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, I think since. Yeah.
I think the
I feel
waiting
like-
list is like forever though.
I feel like Houston has had kind of a comedy explosion. Rudyard's upstairs is more comedy than bands now.
I heard they only do
The
like
Secret
comedy
Group,
now.
yeah. Secret,
I didn't know that.
Secret Group obviously has a lot of comedy.
Yeah, my buddy Jamal Rahal is always at the Secret. You know him?
I mean, I just know his name. I'm friends with Kate Vance and Will Oden. They're comics.
Oh, okay,
around
okay.
here. So I see they're always busy posting stuff.
Yeah, shout out Jamal. His Instagram is Jamal Rahal attorney at law. But we used to practice here in this garage, and he lived like right down the street from me. And him and like three of his friends, all of a sudden, they just like showed up in the garage because they heard us playing death metal. And they would show up every time they heard us playing. They would all just get together and walk over and hang out. And I forget the other guys' names, but yeah, every once in a while I run into Jamal. I was like, oh, you used to be a baby. Now he's like a comedian. Now he's killing it at whatever that name of his show is.
So was he telling jokes at your death metal practice?
He was definitely a goofy dude back then. And it's funny, like if you watch his stand up, it's a lot like the way he used to be, I think.
That's pretty cool.
At least in his natural like form. Yeah. and, I'm sure it's a lot different when you're on stage. I'm sure. I mean, how it is playing music. You can't always just. It's not like you're sitting here on the couch.
Yeah, I mean, even hanging out and having microphones in our face.
We're getting there. It's almost like they're not here.
Almost, but I still keep fidgeting.
Yeah, you keep touching it.
I know.
We should just get clip lav mics.
But your beard would it'd just be rustling the whole time. Just see, I
Can you
can't
hear my
that.
beard?
I can't.
It's a nice, woolly, warm sound.
It is a warm sound.
Santa Claus.
Sell that as a patch.
It's like you're hugging Santa Claus.
Or walking through thick grass. That sounds like when we were walking through the trails when we went camping. That's what it sounds like. I'm just waiting for Avi to fall.
Yeah, that's a whole other story. We went camping, and Messiah has a 3-legged dog named Hoppy, and we brought like a wagon for her, and she kept like just rolling out of it, and so he ended up just carrying her around the trails.
It's probably just what she wanted all along.
Yeah, she purposely rolled out.
I wouldn't doubt it. I know she's training me. For what? I don't know. I don't even know. I'm just like, all right, gotta take care of the dog.
Yeah,
She has 3 legs.
she deserves it.
She does.
She's a cutie. She's nice. Once she knows you, I guess. Anyways, all right, let's go on. We're gonna do another one from your new album, dude. One More Time. This is the one that I really like because it has the accordion in it.
Yeah, thanks, man. So this song, the accordion player is Robert Garcia. He plays in the Lonesome Haunts here in Houston too, and another band out of LA called Tremoloco. And he's a great accordion player. But I was really going for that like French cafe type of vibe with the accordion, but I don't know any French accordionists currently, so that was his like cue. I was like, man, just do the best you can, give me that, and I like what he gave me. It's real, and it also feels more like Gulf Coast. I can hear the other influence he's pulling from.
Yeah, because I can totally hear the French vibe, but it doesn't like overwhelm the song and make it just sound like a French song,
right?
But it totally works. Yeah,
and so I think he's a great player. But yeah, I wrote that song. We were actually I was with my brother and a bunch of my cousins, and it was my uncle's 60th birthday party, and so all my family was out at this like French country house. It was like an old chateau that you could like get on Airbnb. It's like suspiciously cheap. There's like one shower but like 10 bedrooms, But so it was like one of those things where you like show up and you're like, it was in the Loire Valley, so very nice countryside, lots of wine all around. We were well stocked, well provisioned.
Was there a vineyard there?
They were all around, so you could like drive out. But
where was it? In Texas?
No, this was in France. I'm just saying this was my uncle's 60th birthday. This is when I wrote the song. But I guess I was just feeling inspired by all of that, bucolic, pastoral nature. But you know how it is when you're on vacation and you have a lot of time to like think about things going on in your life, or things that maybe you've buried for a long time, and sometimes they become like increasingly clear. And so that song, I remember just like waking up and it like just hit me like a lightning bolt, and I came up with the chord progression and the words, and I just whipped out my cell phone. I was like, I got to record that right now because I'm very hungover and I will forget it. And then I just practiced it, I recorded it and then just practiced it and then performed it at the party.
The part
where it was first well received. Yeah,
while you were there.
yeah, at my uncle's
Oh,
60th
wow.
birthday. So
Wow.
that song was very just like, all right, here's a song. Thank you for the song, and let me share this song.
That is like the perfect story for a song. That is the best story for a song I've ever heard in my life. This album is prolific. That's amazing, dude. Like, that's no bull. Oh, that's no bull crap. Sorry.
Yeah,
Usually it's not me. It's usually Garrett.
He was only on once. I think I had an episode where I was doing the same, but yeah.
All right. Anyways, but yeah, so let's check it out, man. That sounds like an awesome story, and it makes me feel even better about loving this album so much that there's actually like so much that goes into it and so much realness about it. So let's check it out, man. This is called One More Time by our friend Patrick Squier.
Since you've been gone, but
So earlier today, you were telling us about how your uncle in France kind of got you into this kind of music.
So yeah, what I meant by the French cafe vibe. So yeah, my uncle, whose birthday we were celebrating when I was traveling in France. So he's my dad's brother, and my dad's from Peru. So it's funny, everyone left Peru, but my dad came here, and my uncle left like fresh out of high school, basically. Just like took his guitar and went traveling around Europe, where he eventually met my aunt and settled down a few years later, and then made their home in Paris. But yeah, and but he's always been very supportive of my love of music, and like ever since I really got into it, which I would say like 14, 15, I kind of like was like, okay, I want to play music,
Yeah.
And always asked me how it would go, and anyways, he's always commenting on my stuff and liking stuff. So
Well, who was the artist you said he introduced you to?
oh yeah, thanks man, get me back on.
Yeah, that's right. We were just talking about it earlier.
Back on the trail, right? Yeah. So Jacques Brel.
Okay.
Jacques Brel. I mean, he introduced me to several Hugh Offray. I think everyone I say French cafe, everyone probably immediately was like Edith Piaf, and of course she's great. But if Jacques Brel, if you haven't listened to him, there's also like Serge Gainsbourg. But Jacques Brel is one of my favorites. I just love his chord progressions, the use of orchestration to create a really rich, full rhythmic sound, but without being overbearing.
Yeah.
And so I think I was just feeling really inspired by French music, French countryside, but you also can't deny like your immediate influences. So I think that inherently comes out.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it felt like if Billy Joel and the Beatles had a baby for like one song, because Billy Joel went through that phase where he went through the same like romantic like French like
Had accordions too.
Oh yeah, he had accordions and stuff. Like Billy Joel went through all sorts of different phases.
Well, I have a deep love for folk musics, like in general. Like I think, even the Andean stuff, like from Peru and Bolivia and all that, and South America, gaucho stuff, the stuff from Spain,
Yeah.
all over the place. I think it's very hard not to, if you have an ear for music, it's kind of hard not to find something that you can like in folk music. It's just very stirring.
Yeah.
The melodies are very stirring, is what I'm trying to get at.
And a lot of it also is like that like primal rhythm of music too, where you can't help. It's like you're a human.
Yeah.
This is what grabs you. They figured it out, and they're like, yeah, do that.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's like inherently so simple, right? It's just like that rhythm, that kind of heartbeat that kind of gives the setting, and then the melody that tells the story.
Yeah.
And man, you're hooked.
That's like
It's stuck in your head, and you're whistling it for like 3 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's like the Rasta Nyabingi. No, dude, that's what it's called, and they call it like it's like a rhythmic drumming. Or yes, I guess all drumming is rhythmic, but it's a specific kind, and it's like supposed to mimic the heartbeat. Like exactly what you're saying.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Well, that's the thing, like they say, like music that hits like a certain frequency
BPM or
and
whatever.
BPM like resonates with your body in a different way and stuff like that. I used to be all about that when I was making like drum and bass stuff. I'd be like, oh, what key gets you to a certain frequency or hertz, like
Right.
stuff like that.
That frequency attenuation.
Yeah. Well, without it's like a whole rabbit hole you could dive into,
Sure.
but to keep it simple, it's like, they think you can.
Just play the A chord or whatever.
Yeah, it's some certain
Oh.
note, some certain frequency at some speed, and it like. You ever heard of hemisync? Oh my gosh, I don't even want to get into it.
No, I'm not.
It's like something about CIA papers and all that stuff like that. But we'll talk about that on our next vinyl episode where I'm wasted and I feel like getting into that.
Well, for those of you who want to be here, email us.
Not be here.
Well, I think that'd
Well,
be
if you
cool.
do
Yeah,
want to be here.
well, you know what I mean. Like, have a guest and like spin some vinyl around. That was fun. Do you have vinyl?
It's coming.
Well, no. Like, do you have a vinyl collection?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes. Sorry, I thought you meant for the
I
album.
feel like everybody has a vinyl collection.
and nobody listens to it. No, I'm just joking. Do you listen to your records?
No.
Oh.
MP3s, dude. We're in 2023.
No, you don't listen to MP3s.
Or I listen to streams of stuff.
Yeah, not MP3s.
Well, what is that?
Do you actually listen to your vinyl?
I do.
You do?
I don't like when I see something that's like special edition, like, original press, and it's, kind of expensive, I don't buy that.
Yeah.
Because that's something that you want to like store
Collect.
and probably like protect.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a rabbit hole, and I don't have the space for that. So I buy vinyls to play.
To actually play. Yeah.
And I make a point. It's it's usually a very educated decision. Like, I know this is an album that I love.
Yeah.
Sure, I've inherited some that family members were like, hey, you like vinyl? Here you go.
Yeah.
And that's kind of fun too, because then that's like, I want to go down like some random musical journey today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like start going through these ones. So I've got them separated, like my collection and the ones that I'm still like filtering. But yeah, no, I really love the whole act of like intentionally putting on the vinyl, making a cocktail or having a glass of wine or just a nice seltzer water, if that's more your speed.
Yeah.
Cup of tea, depends on what time of day it is.
I
just
used to
soaking it in,
I used to do that, but I got rid of my mixer and my second turntable. I had like the whole setup. Now I have one, but I gave the needle to Messiah when he got his.
I mean, I could bring a few.
Well, we have this.
Yeah.
We have our old box from yester episode of.
I mean, we can trade, but yeah, I just don't have room to set it up.
I'm gonna try. Garrett has a pretty nice. I'm gonna see if he'll let me use his. He has like a Technique and like a nice amplifier with tubes on it.
Fancy.
But he keeps saying he's gonna set it up at our practice space, but it's been like years. It's
He
never
just
gonna
cleaned
happen.
it.
He just cleaned it. He did.
So
he did.
maybe he'll bring it in now. Garrett.
It's time.
I mean,
What do we have next to listen to? Oh yeah, next. Our friend Jessica and Cactus Flowers, who was on our show, our video show on YouTube that you can go watch, Long River Sessions on YouTube. Patrick Squier, our friend here, he was on there too.
Yeah.
Everybody's been on there. Most
Check
people.
out the catalog.
There's lots of great talent on there.
Well, this is one of them, and they just released. I don't know if it's. I think it's out. No, it's out. It's definitely out.
Yeah.
And Cactus Flowers, and this is. They sent me the whole album to listen to, and I think this was one of my favorite ones. I asked her to send me this one specifically because it was like a little bit different. Like if you listen to Cactus Flowers, they're like desert rock. Oh, you can hear her. There's a cat meowing outside the door.
That gets you some eyes.
She'll
shifting.
She'll stop in a second. She's
What
fine.
is that? I hear
It's probably dinner time. Yeah. But anyways, so I really like this song, and I'm excited that they're putting out new stuff because they're always playing around town and going on tour and doing all this crazy stuff. So let's check it out. This one is off their new album, and the song is called "Get Free" by the Cactus Flowers.
I turn so blind that I can't see nothing. I feel it out, but nothing feels right. Hesitant stepping is not in my nature. Just wanna know a meaning of a true life. I'm shaking all over. But hush now, child, your timing is never right. Whoa, can hear what they're saying. I'm hitting the road against all I've been told I can.
So yeah, that's off of their new album Elation that just came out, Cactus Flowers, and that's my favorite song from the album. I had heard a couple of them when they played here. Actually, no, they played their older songs. I don't think they played anything.
Oh
from
wow,
this album.
this is a new album after. I mean,
Yeah, that was
it's
like
been a while ago. Though.
Yeah, that was a really long time ago. This just came out like last week, I think.
Oh, nice. Well, it's a good song. I like the way it opens up
Yeah,
into that other part with the vocal melody following. It just really breathes and like tells the story. Going back to like the songwriting I was talking about earlier, like that's what it's about, right? Just
Yeah,
to, like
exactly.
take people somewhere,
yeah, and I like this one. I think it was like a different vibe than like they usually have like fuzzed out like desert rocky stuff, but this one it almost kind of maybe took more like the classic rock influence that they don't always use, which is kind of cool because I feel like that's almost like the theme of the episode is like music that kind of like is taking a lot of influence. It seems like maybe that's kind of a thing to do nowadays.
I mean, for sure, I definitely caught a lot of retro vibes on that, which I love.
Yeah.
I caught like that kind of 60s guitar with the chorus and the reverb on it, just kind of jangling those open chords, like that just totally takes me back to that like garage rock 60s and stuff. But then also the chord progression and the way she sings it and some of the other finishing touches kind of take me like new wave 80s stuff actually too, like kind of retro, like that.
That's actually a good thought. I didn't think about that, but I can see what you're saying.
Way out of my element.
80s?
Well, I mean, I know what 80s sounds like, but like chord progression, I don't know what that means.
I just mean like the I guess maybe the tone of it in a way, like kind of took me there too. Saying like a couple retro,
Especially the
places
reverb
that I
on her
related
voice.
to.
I
Yeah.
could totally see that, yeah. Besides,
Yeah, I mean, I know.
chord progression is the progression of the chords that they're playing. That you said you didn't know what that meant.
Right, but I don't understand what that means. Like chord progression. Yes,
The sign
I
is a video
understand.
guy. We have to
You're
forget
right.
that.
No, I know.
Sometimes.
But I think this is good. I feel like it's good for me to know. You know what I mean? Like I know I always text you. I'm like, hey, what does this mean?
Yeah. Oh well, we'll discuss chord progression.
Oh, okay, yeah. This could be basic stuff, but yes, I totally understand. But
Yeah.
it's like interesting stuff to try and relate that to like what I deal with as far as video. Like I think we've talked about how mixing and mastering is like color correction or grading.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good description. Someone once told me that it's like the filter that you apply to your album. So kind of similar idea.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, you could think of a chord progression as like the order that you put your clips in.
See, he knows. I've been like, so what about this? Yeah, that's why I asked about the language thing. But if you guys are both, you and your buddy were both audio dudes, because like when you told me how something sounds muddy, I was like, muddy? What? I don't even know how that sounds like. Yeah. See,
Yeah. No,
he's
I
like,
hear you coming in.
I know what muddy sounds like.
Well, yeah.
Or even like wet.
Yeah.
Which means what, like lots of reverb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wet means wet with an effect. Yeah.
See, I don't even understand. But yeah. You get, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it can mean reverb, yeah. But,
yeah, it usually does. Her voice in this song was wet, I would say. There's lots of reverb on there.
So when does it go from wet to dub? Is that in the same category? You know what I mean?
Dub is something where it's a technique of like using a tape machine to make those delayed noises. That's like that's a little bit of a different thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're talking about like standard effects. Dub is like where they're like playing with hardware and making it make weird noises and stuff.
Oh, I always thought dub was really, really, really slow reverb, where it just like echoes.
I mean,
like King Tubby.
Yeah. I mean, to keep it simple, it's like a delay that they control that goes real slow. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and they like down pitch it and stuff like that.
Yeah. Sorry, I went way off the rails, but I was curious.
So I guess we have about enough time for one more song. Oh, let me double check. Actually, no, we do. Okay. And this one is another one that you brought for us to listen to. Tell us about it. Is it? I don't want to mispronounce it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was
no.
trying to remember how you pronounced it, and I don't want to mispronounce his names.
No, that's fine. Yeah, this is my friend Jarrell Pickens.
Okay.
And just there's so many great musicians and songwriters in the scene, and
This is a Houston guy.
yeah. But
Right.
since we were talking about kind of folk music with One More Time earlier, I
Yeah.
thought it would be a good way to tie it in to kind of like we're Gulf Coast area people that grew up here. It's a very like kind of melting pot of things. There's like blues, there's rock, West Coast stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. Dub,
Dub, I guess. That's not happening here. Maybe it might. I'm just joking.
But so I just thought this is a song that you asked me like what's been going through your playlist lately, and it's been stuck in my head. I think it's a great song, great songwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think usually that's what we do when somebody wants to come on. We're like, like I was saying, don't think about it hard. Like, what's like something new that's been catching your ear, or something new that you've been jamming and stuff. So it's always cool to get like that side of somebody, especially after you listen like the stuff that they make.
Yeah.
So
And then hearing their influences, it's always like, oh, okay.
yeah. So let's check it out. This is Jarrell Pickens.
Yes, I should have
Lake
stayed in Lake
Charles.
Charles.
I should have stayed in Lake Charles. Let's check it out.
Took my good feeling straight to the wind. Went up to Opelousas where I was losing again. Tried my luck in a casino, had my door prize waiting for me. I took my ticket to the window, they wouldn't cash it in. I should have stayed in Lake Charles. Small town strips, main street squares, it's mom and pop market stores. It's brick laid paths, dead end streets. Ain't a whole lot more. Check myself into a smoky room. Evangeline Downs, raging casino in an otherwise sleepy town. I should have stayed in Lake Charles. I should have stayed in Lake Charles. Stayed in Lake Charles. Should have stayed in Lake Charles. Lake Charles is a dying town with railroad veins running through. After 1910, there was nothing left but God and a few good men. My daddy wasn't afraid to win, so he doubled down on the double wide, packed us all up inside. Should have stayed in Lake Charles. Should have stayed in Lake Charles. Should have stayed in Lake Charles. Should have stayed.
That was a nice little fade out, or whatever, how that went out. It was nice. Left me calm. But,
Yeah.
thank you for listening. This is the Long River Radio Show in collaboration with The Living Art. KPFT 90.1 Wednesday, 7 p.m. Had to get that out. But, Patrick Squier. Tom, do you have anything to say?
No, I don't. Thank you for coming, Patrick.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, dude.
If you like the music, you can check out the whole album on your favorite streaming platform, or you can come check us out December 23rd at the Continental Club, December 2nd at Dan Electro's.
Nice.
And the vinyls, they'll be here. So, cop a vinyl at the next show.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, thank you.
We'll see y'all next time.
Yep. Take care, y'all.